Okay, pilots, I've made my base here. Now that's not balsa wood, that's just thin 1/4-inch plywood. Alright. I've got it glued in. I've got this glued in, but I cut me a pattern out of a piece of cardboard. Made the sides a little bit bigger. Okay, got that glued in. She fits right in there. I got clearance. The wheel looks straight as an arrow. Okay. The first thing I got to do is I've got to run a 6-inch extension from what is a 3-way harness because of the front gear, side, and 2 mains. And then instead of cutting that and just putting the end on that servo, I don't want to run the servo. That's a good free wing servo. I put all free wing servos in it, and it's got a free wing twin 70mm 3000 kV. So what I've got to do here is take the servo lead loose. It ain't easy getting in here this hole, goodness gracious. Alright, I'm going to plug my 6-inch extension into it. I'm going to pull that through. I hope so. Not too far. I'll have to hook that back up. Goodness gracious, what a nest. What a nest. I just don't stop. Checking my polarity though. Okay. It's any end out there. Checking our polarity. Get sun gun if I didn't forget to get my glasses again. Okay. up marking the holes. But this corner right here is kind of tight up against the jet. Now, what I've done up under this mount is I put some stilts under it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, up underneath the mount, okay, I'm just gonna break this here right quick. This was one that I'd cut, and it broke when I was cutting it. I'd make nothing. But what I've done is I took these shish kebab sticks, okay, got them at Dollar General, and I cut some, if I can get a hold of it here, the short lengths, even shorter than this, okay. And before I glued this down, I took those and I stuck them into that styrofoam. Let's see, there was 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. They straight down into the styrofoam up underneath this mount. So it's gonna be kind of looking like so up underneath that mount. Okay. And it's all epoxied in. Okay. So just imagine a bunch of spikes sticking down into the styrofoam. Just like stilts, just like you put under a house to help lock it down, keep it from sinking. Now that, like I said, they was different lengths because I would just take one and stick it down in there, and then when it would hit something to stop, or if it didn't stop, I made sure it didn't come out from on the bottom or on the top of the plane, come out. See? And made measurements and had to cut them. Like I said, I mean, just about each one of them was a different length. I couldn't believe it. But I got them glued in. I've got the other side in. As soon as I get these screws in, we're going to test her out. I've got to do some reinforcing on the front. I hadn't done it yet, but I'm going to have to, because it just has a little thin. I won't tighten it. Make sure my wheel is straight here before I do any tightening. Yep, that's looking good. Looking good right there. I got an idea of this line right here on where that tire was going to be on both sides. I'm really not snugging it down yet. A little tightening. Torquing it down a little bit. Okay. could take, if you'll notice, it's sticking up a little bit right here. Now I could take that mud guard off, but you know, that's a trademark there for the SU-27 manufacturing company. You know what I'm saying? They do that pilot so to keep that mud off them wheels when they landing on them dirt runways. The Russians really don't build airports like we do. Okay, now this is a 6-cell setup. I'm hoping I'm still bound up. It's been a little while since I've load this up here. I've got two 3-cell 3200 but it's only a 30C battery. That must not be the power lead there. Oh, come on, come on, come on. One of them's got the red lead cut off from the throttle coming from one of the ESCs on this one. Okay, let's see if we got control stuff here. Alright, one thing I've got to do, I've got to watch this arm when this comes up. I got to watch this arm right here, if it comes up. Like a glove. Okay, let me show you this before we do any more moving. This is important here, pilots. Okay. Now right here in this steering arm, if you'll note, see how I've got that wood cut and rounded? But I hope I've got enough room. See it hitting it right there? Now it's going, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that some more. Yep, I'm gonna have to cut that some more. Alright, see, I'm gonna have to cut that right there, okay? As little as I can, because out here, I'm gonna have to build the reinforcement right there and connect it to this somehow. Because that ain't nothing but a piece of wood going in about so far into the styrofoam, you know, and going back and coming back in, same way we're here on this side. It's just a piece of wood that they slid in there this way. I could tell they slid it in this way, glued it in this way. And then put those two blocks up on top of it there to screw the landing gear down on. So this literally is nothing but it ain't even probably 1/8 of an inch, I bet it. Is all it's got to be. So I've got to reinforce that. But we see that my hole was cut correctly. I've got my servo here. There's an area cut here for it to maneuver without just any kind of obstacles. But I've just got to make that smaller and hook my lead up there, my push rod to it. And that'll be that for that. So let's check them out one more time here. Now, Motion RC is where I got the landing gear from. Now this is SU-35 free wing SU-35 landing gear. Okay. Now Derek told me that I might need the synchronizer, but the synchronizer does nothing but shut the door after the landing gear's down, and I don't have no door. So I didn't need that. These are just right into a 3-way splitter. See, up in this hole here, you know, 3-way splitter to them, and they going up and down. I mean, you know. I mean, I've took a, you know, I mean, let's see, I got maybe with the motors and the servos and stuff, I might have had $400 in this jet, pilots. I mean, that was it. That was it. Now I got 500 in it. Okay, but I mean, let me show you the landing gear that was in this stuff. Isn't this thing? I mean, this is the front wheel. Okay. Servo operated landing gear. So I mean, you know, I'd say I've improved it. So let me get my steering servo hooked up, and I'll be ready to taxi test this bitch. I'm out.